Powered by
रेड ब्लू इनर्जी ड्रिंक सर्वत्र बजारमा उपलब्ध छ।
Pinnacle Academy, Lagankhil, Lalitpur. 25 years of excellence.
Alright, hello, namaste and welcome back to another brand new episode of ChiyaGuff. With me, I have this amazing friend of mine. जसको चाहिँ जन्मभूमि नेपाल नभए तापनि कर्मभूमि चाहिँ नेपाल भएको छ। उहाँको बारेमा भन्नुपर्दाखेरि चाहिँ उहाँलाई चाहिँ एकदमै मन पराइएको, एकदमै रुचाइएको पर्सनालिटीको रूपमा लिइन्छ। He is someone who's been in this country for quite a decent amount of time र उहाँ आउनु भएपछि चाहिँ उहाँले लिएर आउनु भएको चेन्जेस र उहाँले लिएर आउनु भएको आत्मीयता चाहिँ एकदमै सराहना रहेको छ। So yes, he is someone who's loved by a lot, who's appreciated by a lot for the person he is, for the love, for the work that he has done, for the passion that he carries with himself. Before I introduce him to you guys, let's take a short tea break. Welcome back. Yes, guys, with me I have the manager of Turkish Airlines, Abdullah Tuncer Kececi. I hope I pronounced it right.
You did correct. You did correct. Thank you.
So let's talk over a cup of tea.
Yeah.
So while I visited Turkish Airlines, you treated me with this amazing Turkish coffee.
Thank
I'll
you.
be serving you this amazing Nepali black tea.
Yeah,
Hope you'll
Nepali tea is
enjoy
good.
it.
No, I will enjoy, I'm sure. I mean, like mainly tea person. Turkish coffee is separate than other coffees. So tea and Turkish coffee, let's say. So you are at the correct place.
I hope you love it.
Yeah.
So what's keeping you busy these days, Abdullah? What's keeping you on your toes?
Nowadays, slowly farewell to Nepal is keeping me busy because I was here for a long time.
True.
Like from 2016 March, I'm working in Nepal. And now I'm near to the end of the term, very near to the end of the term. This Friday is my last day at work in Nepal. Then I'm transferred to another country. So these days, like packing, saying farewell to friends, thanks to their visits also. So it's keeping me really very busy.
Yeah, it seems like it's keeping you up to your toes because I've been following you for quite some time and you seem to be so busy, so occupied with all of your friends, family members here at Nepal, especially when it comes to all of the people from media. They are going to miss you because you've been supporting, you've been promoting everyone so much. So I'm pretty sure they're going to miss you like anything.
I'll miss all, of course. I'll miss Nepal. The people of Nepal I will miss a lot. Yeah, of course, the nature of Nepal and the friendships we have in Nepal. That will be the most amazing part. That was it, like for last 6 years. That was the most amazing part. And definitely when we leave the country, that will be the thing which will be missed more than any other thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's the memories that counts, as it is said.
At the end of the day, what we live remains, you know. I mean, whatever we say goes, flies. But what we live with the friends, those remains as the memories. So definitely they will be all missed. All the team, all the friends.
Maybe it might sound like I'm just saying it because you're here, but honestly speaking, I've never met someone who's loved by so many people, who'll be missed by so many people, because the overwhelming response that I've been getting myself when I shared your leaving, people were like, oh, he'll be missed because the way you treat warmly, you're so welcoming towards all of the people. Everyone's going to miss that for sure.
My pleasure. I mean, nice to hear these, of course, because like it was me, exactly, it was me. That's my personality, of course. We wanted to show a little bit Turkish hospitality to our guests, and since we don't have embassy at the moment in Nepal, Turkish Airlines is the main bridge between two countries. So one of our main purpose, also personally my purpose, was to make strong bridges between two countries by friendships, also like with sharings, of course sometimes with traveling and knowing more about each other. So I think that that created a kind of ecosystem, and we truly enjoyed with all the friends. So thanks to everyone. I mean, whoever will miss
How
us.
challenging has it been? How challenging your journey has it been since you joined in 2016? Since you've been here since then in Nepal. How has your journey been like? How many ups and downs have you seen?
There are always ups and downs. We always try to remember the good parts of the stories. Like what I can say, in Nepal, almost all of them are good memories. So of course, like it was not an easy time when I first joined. It was just after the earthquake, 1 year after the earthquake.
Exactly.
Like still the country was trying to recover, and there was a fuel blockage at that time. I came just at the end of that. Still there were like big kind of lines in front of the petrol stations. So that period was not easy. First few months were really tough, I can say. Like generator issues, diesel issues, this, that. But after that, city changed a lot. Like starting with 2016 November, with the electricity, like problems solved, and like people also slowly, like came over, revived, and survived after the earthquake. And there was a very positive move after that. I can say there are many changes in the city from that time to this time. And since we, like as Turkish Airlines also, and personally me, try to support Nepal tourism a lot, we saw really good changes in that respect from the facilities. Yes, there are still some infrastructural needs in the city, but it's going on correct direction, I can say. Because country has a big potential, and it has to be utilized. That's what I can say. Oh, that motivates us. Because when I do something, work with something, I still see that there are many more things to do. Then definitely the next morning it motivates you again. Still, there are many more things to do.
Yeah, since you mentioned morning, something that I really loved about you is your passion towards your work. Usually when you see people who've reached a level in their life, have reached a decent amount of success, I would say they're more like, okay, is it the time I should be laid back now? But I don't see that in you. You wake up early morning when you have flights, then you go personally, you visit yourself, you make sure everything is all right, you have this personal touch to everything. How do you manage that?
I think my success definition is a little bit different, because I should make sure that everything goes well. Maybe you can say over control, but it's not because of that. I want to, of course, I'm responsible for all this operation and everything. So I have to see that it's going well. Definitely I have a great team. They are doing all their work. I'm just like kind of guest for the operation, we can say. But that personal touch I like, and that really matters also. I feel like the people also likes that touch, because when they come to like buy a ticket or ask for a ticket, they see me in the office. When they come to buy again, I'm around there. When they come to airport, they see me in checking counter. So when they board the airplane, they see me in front of the airplane, and when they are inside, they see me inside. And when they come back, they see me again. So it's like 360 coverage. And of course, like as I said, like I have a great team. They do almost all the work. I'm just there to like simply touch some areas which needs to be. Yes, that is kind of my success definition is also a little bit different.
That's so rare. If I'd have to be very honest, that's very, yeah, please have your tea. That's really very rare, because usually the managers, they're so supposed to be on their chair, behind their tables. That's the kind of perspective, that's the kind of perception people have. But you are always there, as you mentioned. Even I noticed that when people are there to get their tickets, they're looking for you, they're searching for you where you are. They're so friendly towards you. So we'll talk more about this. On screen you could see Turkish Airlines. So yeah, how has your journey been with Turkish Airlines? How did you start it? Because you didn't start it with exactly the aviation itself. How was it like?
Honestly, I think you were not born those days, anybody
here
also. It was old days. In 1990, when I was a university student, like I applied for a scholarship from Turkish Airlines those days. And like I was in a faculty of electronics and communication those days. So they accepted, and with a scholarship from Turkish Airlines, I finished my university years, and during that time I had chance to make some internships, like 1 month, 2 months. I worked as an intern for like limited periods in summer holidays. Then after that, like near to the end of the school, also I worked as a part-time cabin crew. I experienced that also by luck, let's say. It was a big chance for me to learn about the other part of the story. So then in 1996, I started as an engineer, electronics and communication engineer. And since I'm very much dedicated with the flight part of the story, I was in flight training center, and I was one of the responsible engineers for the flight simulators. I worked around 20 years as a flight simulator engineer, but those days, from scratch level 0, we started, and we came to be a big flight training center during that period. I was with a big proudness, I worked there. And I was part of that growth, and which we enjoyed a lot. New aircrafts were coming, new pilots were coming, new cabin crew were coming. We were preparing the device for them, operating the device for them. So it was great fun. But at that time also Turkish Airlines made a leadership program and selected people from different departments for being the future leaders or let's say managers abroad. I was selected for that program after a couple of exams, interviews. So after I had that program, there was a kind of boundary with the sales and marketing side, because I worked as an engineer for a long time. And then somehow things changed, and in 2016, with a little bit not very quick decision, but with a decision, I said, okay, let me try this part of also, because aviation is a big package, and everything affects the other part. I was knowing the flight part, training part, engineering part. Now it was time to know about the sales and
marketing
operation,
part. Oh my
operation and marketing part better. So the journey started like that, and I was appointed to Kathmandu as a sales manager first, marketing manager first. Then became sales manager, then became the country manager. So the journey was like that, was a long journey, and I was kind of acceptance engineer for many flight training devices, which really helped me to understand more about the aircrafts, more about the training pilot side. And still with that advantage, I enjoyed operation more. And if we come back to your previous question, the definition of success is different for me. That motivates me also, because for me the definition of success is not the positions given. So what you do, what you feel. So
that's so evident from what you're doing. It's your actions are speaking louder than your words. The way you express yourself, the way you've been, has been so amazing. Your friendliness, your welcoming nature has definitely made a mark for sure. So someone who's coming here after you will definitely have a very tough time to fill your gap for sure.
I'm sure he'll do much better things maybe. But yes, for sure, for some time, maybe to adapt the relations. And because I was here a long time, wherever you go first time, when I go to also my new destination, I will have the similar difficulties. But hopefully we'll make a good network, good friendships also there.
Definitely for sure. So I know you've got so many beautiful memories, so many amazing stories to be shared. Anything as such or anything specific that you will miss after you go back or after you won't be here in Nepal? What's the memory that you will miss or cherish the most?
Oh, that's a hard question. I can say that usually weekends were fun for us with the family. Weekends were fun. Like we were going to farmers markets and enjoying our time. That was one of the things. Weekend fun was there. But also to do something with the family, I will miss. But I already missed the chance also a little bit, because usually when I was busy this much, I couldn't find enough time to take them more around. So my wife is a little bit angry with that part of the story, because they really love the nature of Nepal also. So wished we had more time to visit around. That will be the thing I will be missing about Nepal. But in the other hand, mainly when I ask to my friends will they miss anything, or will they just be happy and start partying after I leave? Then what they said is, we'll really miss the circle that comes to our office, visits us, feels like home. So that was also motivating us. Plus also we were really enjoying our time, sharing and connecting people to each other also. Like sometimes friends from different fields come and we share the same room. We talk, like we start talking about the same subject. So that's definitely fine. One of the main things are the friends, of course, which we will miss. And the nature, of course. And the weather in Nepal is amazing. Maybe you are not realizing that, but because you are born here, you live here. But I can say weather in Nepal is amazing.
We don't tend to appreciate things that we already have.
Sometimes you don't understand that, true. Because like since I'm going from here to a country which is a desert,
Oh my God.
like I'm sure there is a nice weather there also, because deserts have nicer weather than we think also. But in Nepal, I can say, especially in Kathmandu, like if we forget about the pollution side, I think the weather is very lovely, like almost all the year. That was one of the first things. And let me give you one thing from the beginning, which I like a lot in Nepal. When I first came, it was 2016, as I said, and those days electricity problem was there. Like everything was difficult a little bit. But there was one great thing which was like which I was observing almost every day. Those were the school children. School children, like in those conditions, all the school children were really like dressed up well. They were all like ironed. All the dresses were ironed very well. And to make an iron in like when there is no electricity in those conditions were not an easy thing. But families were giving big importance to their children education, and that really I liked. And I was watching the school children most of the time in the morning, so that was fun.
Yeah, true. That was the time indeed when you started your journey. There was a lot happening. There was a lot going on. There was this economic blockade happening after the massive earthquake, and then the COVID. So much was going on. It must have been really very tough for you.
Yeah, that was tough, but as I said, country has big potential. Because when I first came that time also, the interesting part for me was like Nepal is, as I know, 6,500 rivers, like all around, and that is number 2 in the world. So compared with the size of the country, it's far away number 1. So when you have 6,500 rivers, I think you should not have any electricity problem. So.
True.
Like maybe country, after that hard times, country realized that things should not go like that also, which is fine. And when we look at the history of Nepal, like something is just settling up and, as I said, going in correct direction, but still some way to go.
But to look at the brighter side now, we don't need to face load shedding. Instead, the country is earning out of selling electricity. So that's a better, brighter side right there.
Exactly. The correct mindset and the needs makes that. So I'm happy to see that, honestly, in my term.
That's a beautiful journey, starting off from massive load shedding and everything to reaching a point where the country itself is selling electricity.
And believe me, the capacity will increase a lot. I mean, the selling capacity will increase a lot because I can see that movement.
True.
That's great.
Turkish Airlines has always been so supportive towards everything that I've seen from my side, from promoting people from Nepal to going abroad or to represent our country and so much more. Turkish Airlines has always been there and it's done that. So how has it been like? How do you carry things out? How has that journey been for you like?
Yeah, okay, let me tell. Honestly, I think maybe when I first came, my maybe engineering side worked a little bit, and I analyzed one thing. And the main analyze was there was a small cake, and everybody was trying to get a big piece from the cake. But that was not enough for everyone, and also like because people are just focused on getting big, it was a kind of selfish approach.
True.
So I said, let's don't focus on this. Instead of getting big piece from the small cake, let's make the cake bigger. So the story started like that, honestly. That's the overall look. And whatever you see around is mostly because of that reason. Because we always try to make the cake bigger. And I believe that Nepal has too many things to show out also. Like there are many talented people here in different fields. And we said, okay, starting from that day, and we tried to select some areas which needs more support or more touch maybe, because I'm sure they can do themselves, but like a small touch sometimes matters. So we said, whatever done with like women empowerment, youth empowerment, children empowerment, different ability empowerment, or sports related, or like representing Nepal outside in a better way, or showing the, let's say, supporting any tourism related areas. As Turkish Airlines will be as supportive as we can. Of course, we don't have unlimited budgets, but sometimes, as I said, small touches matter. And we try to do as much as we can in that respect. And we try to select these areas more than very popular areas first.
True.
Because like in very popular area, maybe your touch doesn't make any importance. But when you touch to people when they need to grow up, then it matters. I mean, with that mentality.
That remains with you all your life as well.
With that mentality also, we try to support all the entrepreneurs of the country, because all the entrepreneurs today are the future business people of this country, and when they grow up, it means country is growing up.
True, absolutely.
So also for events and other things, we think that Nepal has to show that things are happening here, nice things, nice events are happening here, like art related, sports related, like festival related, music festival, and cultural diversity related activities. We try to support as much as we can. I mean, when I write it down, a few of them, like I think in 4 or 5 years we did more than 200 events.
True. Oh my God.
Like with little support. So, I mean, of course, the other people made the event, but we touched hand at least, and we were present at some point.
As you mentioned yourself as well, sometimes even the small touch, it matters a lot. It makes a huge difference, because before you were here at Turkish Airlines and after you've joined Turkish Airlines here in Nepal, I'm pretty sure a lot has changed. The perspective towards the airlines itself has changed a lot. People have found it much more welcoming, much more open and inclusive at the same time, which is so amazing. And I think you should take this pride on being the person behind it and being someone who set this bar really very high, for sure.
That's good. Like, of course, like mainly I do all these with my company support, so I have to highlight that. Because they understand what I try to do, and they really support on that. And as you said, once again, like when you need a small touch, when you need to, let's say, sell your product, go outside of the country, if you feel that you can go and trust someone and ask, how can he be helpful, or how can it be easier, and you get a proper answer, and like with a honest approach, then people really feel comfortable, which is good. Setting the bar high, yes, we should always try our best. I believe in that. Like, and I like one word, it says good, better, best. You may never rest till your good is better, your better is best.
Oh, so, wow. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. So I will write and send you.
Yeah, you should.
Honestly, like we should always try for our best. I believe in that. That's the definition of success for me also. If we can do something better, let's do it better. So we cannot say this is enough. Okay, no need to. Like if we do like that,
never settle for less.
We cannot go forward, you know. But if we say that, like, okay, it's nice here, but let's put the table like this, or let's put the tea like that.
True.
So then you can improve yourself, and you really feel satisfied. Plus also that motivates. Like you see the changes. Yeah.
Okay, always strive for more is what we should believe in as well.
Of course, yeah.
So yes, on that note, we need to head on towards a short commercial break. We will be right back after that. Welcome back. So yes, that was the very last commercial break. You guys are watching ChiyaGuff. ChiyaGuff मा Abdullah जी सँग चाहिँ रमाइलो कुराकानीहरु भइरहेको छ र उहाँले पनि एकदमै इन्साइटफुल कुराहरु पनि शेयर गरिराख्नु भएको छ. But there is something more I would want to know about you yourself as well. Abdullah, what is the motto of your life? What do you live by?
Oh, I live for good, let's say, live for good, and like having good relations people. I give importance to human relations, and definitely also I have a family. My wife is here with me, my son lives here with me, my daughter is in France, she's studying in the university. Of course, definitely a good family life is important. Like, I believe in sharings, let's say. The main thing I believe is in sharings, because when you share good things, it's always, like as you said, you'll always remember within your like mind, heart, always with good memories. So the value of sharing is, I think, the motto of the life for me. Because when you share more, you have more to like enjoy. You have more to maybe remember. You have more reason to meet each other. that motivates. That motivates, and like as I said, like my every friend's travel or every passenger's travel with Turkish Airlines, I see that as a sharing with my company plus me also, and that is maybe one of the main motivations also. We share more. Like when I see them there, I share more with them. So with the family also, when you share more with the family, like your time becomes more valuable. Let's say value of the time, values of life, plus also the value of sharing maybe, I can say.
For you, what is the definition of life and happiness?
Happiness, everybody says that don't look happiness outside, it's usually your inside. What I can say for that, yes, kind of similar definition. But like if you don't be happy with the conditions you have, like remember that I said you should always try your best to make it better. But at the same time you should be happy with the conditions you have. Because if you don't be happy with the conditions you have, you will always be upset with something.
True, absolutely.
And that will demotivate you all the time. So wherever you are, that is the best place. Whatever you do, that is the best thing. But still it can be better. You have to work for that. That's separate. So like it helps you to adapt the conditions easily also. Like otherwise you'll always start like comparing this thing, that thing. So, and in life usually if you want to be happy, you should look at happy people. If you want to be successful, you should look at successful people. But never be like too much jealous to make yourself upset with that. So I think main definition is be happy with what you have. Like sometimes pray for what you have. As I said, the weather of Kathmandu example. So like you have a wonderful weather. We should be even happy with that. And we usually feel the meaning of the things. Like let's say if you don't have if in the morning you wake up and there's no water in the tap, you understand the value of the water.
True, absolutely.
So if there is no, when you go home and like you want to watch something on TV and the electricity doesn't work, you understand the value of the electricity. Or let's say if you have a friend, good friend with you, and that friend goes somewhere, then you understand the value of the friend. So we should know the values when we are living with them. And at the same time be happy with what we have. I think
Exactly.
that's a secret.
We tend to take so many things so much for granted. As you mentioned, I remember there was a time I was supposed to go on air. I had a show going live at 5 and it was almost 4. And I started having this really severe lower back pain. So it was so severe, I could not walk, I could not turn. And I had never realized how important even our lower back is.
Yeah, of course.
At that time I realized, oh my God, we have a lower back and if it hurts, you cannot walk, you cannot move. Like you mentioned, we take so many things lightly until and unless it causes us trouble or it's not there, we don't really understand its value. That's such a beautiful message you've given.
Yeah, because there are real problems, of course. Sometimes you cannot do anything for them. That's true. I mean, like health problems, this, that, of course, they are not easy to maintain. But we should know that the rest of the problems are usually just in our mind. I mean,
True.
So, and we can easily solve it with a better understanding in our mind or accepting and trying to change it. If we are not happy, maybe we may need to change the conditions. But at the end of the day, we can maintain it. That's the power which is given by God to all of us.
I genuinely love the approach you have towards life. I think that's something we really need to understand, accept, and implement at the same time. Is it like Facebook giving you memories, kind of? There's this post that comes like memory a year back.
Sometimes it comes too much, I cannot follow.
Really?
Like I see one, two, then it goes see the other memories. Then after I like push that button, it comes tens off.
Was it something like that for you right now?
Yeah, like these days will be remembered like this, I'm sure. Like for following every year at this time of the year, I think I will see these memories and will be very happy with them.
Absolutely. Oh my God. You've got so many beautiful memories that you'll carry it with you throughout your life.
That's true.
How has Nepal treated you so far?
Nepal really treated well, I can say. I mean, as I said, mainly the people, I have to say that. Sometimes to do official work is not easy. I have to like put a dot at this comma at that part. But mainly the approach of the people, because they are trying to do things and you are just trying to help them to do those good things or to advise them. So they took it all the time very positive, and that positivity also brought us better relations, better sharings. So if they need an advice, we try to advise. If they needed help, we try to help. If we need something, we ask to them also. So it worked really positive in like both ways, triple ways sometimes. And if they need to contact with someone, we try them to find that contact also. Because sometimes what I realize in Nepal, what's happening, like people have good things here and there, but they don't know about each other. So we even bridge the people time to time.
Oh wow,
that.
that's interesting.
That was fine.
Oh my
That's
God, that's a very good work indeed.
Thank you.
So Abdullah, if I'm mistaken, there are over 300 words common in Nepali and Turkish, right?
Thanks
so
for highlighting that.
During your stay, what's the most common Nepali word you must have used? Have you ever tried speaking in Nepali?
At the beginning, I was trying. I have to be honest. At the beginning, then the alphabet a little bit demotivated me because I felt like it's too hard. Congratulations to all people who can understand the alphabet. Yeah, that was the hardest part. At the beginning, I start with Chito because we have to do the operation first. So that was the first word I learned. Then today I forgot to say, but no chini for the tea.
Oh, sorry.
No worry, I'm just joking. So like those were the first few words I learned.
No chini for the tea, guys.
So, but after some time, of course, like I felt like most of the business meetings, like aviation has a common language as English. So we had to do most of the meetings accordingly, and we have to level the meetings accordingly. And then I started using more in English, and Nepalese people, like the level of English Nepalese people have has really surprised me. Their English is very well, I can say. Like most of the students we send abroad, I know their like IELTS notes, TOEFL marks also, IELTS their marks also. They have really good marks, and they are really good. They are really good. So I'm amazed with that because I have been to those exams a few times, and it's not easy to get those marks.
Oh wow!
I know very well. So
That's interesting.
English became preferred language. So then when English became preferred language, of course, like slowly your interest to learn became lower a little bit. My son learned Nepalese. He is in he is in Nepali, like Rupees International School, which is like teaching Nepalese to him also, which we preferred that way. We wanted him to get a little bit local language, local culture at the same time. So like he learned a little bit. He's not a bit shy for talking, but fine. If we need something, translation, we are asking
comes
him.
back home and tries to teach you guys as well Nepali words, or how is it like?
It is like that at the beginning, more like that. My wife is working continuously with him for teaching that also. That was the hard part for her. But also, like when we are talking about ups and downs also, at the beginning, the adaptation of him was not easy.
Oh my God, true.
But when he started learning the language, when he started understanding his friends, during that time, almost like for 3 months, every day my wife was with him at the school. So they usually study together.
Oh my
Still
God.
together.
It must have been really challenging for her as well.
That was really challenging, honestly, to adapt him, because almost every day he was not like communicating with the people, and he's like positive guy. He wants to communicate. When he cannot do, he becomes a little bit upset. But after he passed the barrier of language, and even he started talking local language, then he started having really good relations, really good friends. Now, for me, the tough part is to convince him to adapt to a new destination.
True.
Because he says, I don't want to go. Why do we go? I have my good friends here. I don't want to leave my school. So he's a bit upset these days.
Yeah,
we are trying to motivate him.
I can't even imagine how tough it must be for him as well, because changing schools, changing everything, going to a completely new country, adapting to that and everything is not an easy job for sure.
Not easy for the kids. But when they adapt, it becomes too much better for them, because they learn new cultures, they know more people, they know people from different, they know different people from different countries, different cultures, which really like enrich them.
Absolutely
But,
true.
for some time it's difficult.
See, it was so lovely talking to you. It's so lovely
pleasure.
knowing you more.
My
But for
pleasure.
now, we'll have to say goodbye. Before that, is there anything that you would love to share to your beautiful family, all of your friends, and everyone watching us right now?
So first of all, thank you for inviting me.
Most
It was my
welcome.
pleasure, one of the farewell visits. And of course, like we'll miss Nepal a lot. And like I wish to be in contact with all the friends. And what I believe is not only for today, but maybe in the next generation, if our kids, our children will be in touch with each other, will know each other, and will be friends with each other. So I think that will be the main things. Like first in our memories, but that will be the main thing we earned, and that's more important than any position
True.
you can have. So thanks to all friends of us in Nepal, also Nepalese friends outside. Like once again, it was great to be in Nepal, and hope we can meet again.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
we'll have to indeed.
you.
And thank you so much for coming. I
My
know
pleasure.
you're insanely busy right now. You've got all these events happening, farewells happening, but still you managed your time
Thank you.
for coming. Thank you so much for
My
that.
pleasure. My pleasure.
I wish all the best things of the world for you. I hope your tenure at Africa, you're heading on towards Africa right now. Your stay at Africa is much more delightful as well.
Let's see. We are hopeful for
Will
that.
be for sure.
Thank you very much.
You're this bubble of joy wherever you go, wherever you burst. You just spread happiness and joy. So
Thank you.
that's something that's going to happen for sure. And thank you once again for coming.
Pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
On that note, we'll have to say goodbye to you all. Everyone, have a lovely time ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.